Let me introduce Lisa and thank her for coming.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Last month, Lisa, 14-year-old high school freshman Dajae Coleman was allegedly shot and killed by a 20-year-old Evanston resident, Wesley Woodson. I could not stop thinking about the 10 rules that you lay out and how vital they are to a community like mine in which so many residents are feeling so compelled to do something. And I wanted to find out what you thought about how your book might be a relevant read for folks in my community and all across the country who are struggling with issues as devastating as this, but also to find out if you think that for those young men who have missed many or all of the 10 rules that you lay out, if it's too late.
Well, thank you again for the interview. And the answer is a resounding no. It is not too late. It is never too late for our young people. You know, one of the hallmarks of youth is the ability to adapt and change and grow. And I interviewed teenagers and adolescents all over the country for my book Swagger, and they want good opportunities. They want chances to change. They want instruction from us as adults. And so let me talk a little bit about my take on this situation. I wrote the book because there were 4 crises that are affecting our boys and young men in this country that seemed to me that almost nobody was talking about. And the evidence is overwhelming in these 4 areas that our boys are really getting hammered. One is in education, where girls are clearly outperforming boys in every subject, in every grade, graduating in greater numbers with better grades, doing very well in college, law school, graduate school, and beyond. Another is the economy. Young women are getting better jobs in major urban areas all across America than young men, and many young men are jobless at home, unable to launch into adulthood, and they're devastated by that. The third, which is I think directly relevant here, is what I call thug culture. You know, we have a culture in popular music, television, movies, and video games that's all about celebrating violence, that's teaching young men that the solution to almost any problem is gun violence. You know, I went to the movies the other day and I watched a bunch of previews before the movie, and almost without exception, every film featured a male hero who solved problems with gun violence. He's angry at somebody, takes out a gun, bang, bang, shoots him, and the audience applauds. And of course, gun violence is the absolute worst solution to any of our problems. But this is what we're teaching our boys. 2/3 of our most popular rap and hip hop music today celebrates violence, especially gun violence, rape, including rape of little girls, illegal drug use, murder, especially murder of gay men. I mean, these are the themes coursing through the music that our boys are listening to in their earbuds. And most of us as parents don't really know what our boys are listening to, but our boys know this music. In fact, they memorize it and they parrot the lyrics, and it's giving them all the wrong messages about manhood.
I do wonder, as a parent and also as a community member, after what just happened to Dajae Coleman, is Dajae was an example of a boy who had all the right things going on. He was raised right. He was following the rules. He had great parents. Do you think that parenting is the only thing, or just a component of why some of these young men who take on this swagger sensibility, do you think it's just the parents who are failing the kids, or do you think it's society and perhaps young men's reaction to what's going on? I mean, is it all parenting or mostly parenting in your mind?
Well, I think you raise a lot of important points there. My book is for parents because I wanted parents to be empowered. I didn't want to blame parents. Many people are raising sons as single mothers. I did that myself. And it's tough out there. Parenting is tough. No matter if you have a 2-parent family and a lot of money, or if you're a single parent with very little resources. It's certainly harder in the latter situation. But I wanted to show parents the tools, what the social science research is showing that you can do now. Most of the tips I have are for free or very low cost to raise up strong sons. But we can't ignore the larger culture. And that's really the first half of my book. And you know, by the way, I talked about 3 of the cultural forces. The 4th one is mass incarceration. I mean, we now live in a country where we incarcerate more of our own people than any other country on earth or in human history. So we're raising our boys to believe that violence, especially gun violence, is the solution to their problems, that drug use is cool, which is celebrated throughout music videos in particular, and in many video games. But it's a trap for them, because if they actually pick up a gun and shoot someone, not only do they cause devastation to the victim and their family, they're devastating their own family, because they're highly likely to go to prison for a very long prison term, taking that person out of the community and out of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
So it's damaging to all of us. And of course, we're all paying for that. You know, even people who feel very strongly about being tough on crime. I say to those people, we just can't afford this anymore. You know, here in my state, it costs about $50,000 a year to incarcerate someone. We can no longer afford to just lock up everybody and throw away the key. Instead, we have to have prevention. There are tremendous opportunities out there, and we just can't continue to have shootings of innocent young people, families devastated. I mean, it's just a heartbreak. But there are solutions, and that's why I wrote the book, is to offer the solutions.
Your tweets and your Facebook updates are always really chock full of a lot of helpful information too. So thank you. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you as well. Have a great day.
Take care. You too.